Hello, all. It's me. It's the certified G of horror. I am Father Mahoney. I don't know if anybody's actually gonna join. Just says say something. Something. There you go. I said something. And apparently, I'm the only one here. So hi me. Someone else here? It says 3 people are here. So hey, it's Luke Thomas. How you doing, Luke? This is my first YouTube live video. I just learned how to do this. I was experimenting the other day, so I figured, what the hell? Let's go for it. So how you doing today, Luke? How is everything over in the UK? And it says 3 people are here, so I only see Luke right now. But if there's anyone out there, do not be shy. I do not bite. At least not on the first day. I may try to bite at the second time. Oh, how's it going, Luke? If you're still there, Luke, how's it going? I don't know how well this is gonna go because not a lot of people know how to click onto the lives, and I mean I do have 143 followers, but says I'm doing good, bro. Watching a bit of Alien. Oh, nice, good choice. I actually prefer that Aliens over the original Alien. So I'm a big Sigourney Weaver fan. So hats off to Sigourney. It was cool to see Sigourney Weaver. I mean, no spoiler alert coming up, by the way. Spoiler alert. At the end of Cabin in the Woods, as the protagonist. Can never get that word right the first time. And she's kind of like the one that controls all the government and all the creatures that they've caught over the years. So if you haven't seen it, I am sorry, but I did give you the spoiler alert reference. So it was good to see Sigourney again. I almost wish we could still do some more Alien movies, but I think it's run its course now. With the I mean, I like the 4 movies, and I didn't like the Alien versus Predator Offsprings, but Sam wrote Aliens is great, and it's rare to find a sequel that is better than the original. Aliens does that. Yes, yeah, I think it does too. And I'm actually a fan of all 4 movies. If I had to rate them from my favorite to the worst, I would go 2, the original, 4, and 3. And I have nothing but love for 3 still. I mean, I love the setting of 3. It's a lot more darker than the other ones, but I just find that 4 is a little bit better, and I'm a big fan of Winona Ryder too. So it was cool to see Winona Ryder in that kind of a role. Because you used to seeing Winona Ryder in more carefree movies, or so it was good to see her in an alien flick. All right, it's 3 people again. So who is the third person? Third person, step up to the plate and say hello. This sounds like an order. It's like, you must answer. But I want to get to know the people who are on my page. I want to get to know you guys. Not just send videos and hope people watch them or comment on them. I want to get to know you guys because I feel I owe it to you guys to know you, because you take the time to watch my videos, and some of them are funny videos, some of them are goofy videos, some of them are serious topics, like suicide and all that. But Like, who are you guys? You know who I am, but who are you? I know Luke. Um, but Luke says, as for Friday the 13th, my favorite as always seems to change. I feel bad when I select one and I think about another one. Yeah, no, that's true. I never, I if I had to, if you put a gun in my head and force me to make up my favorite, I always have to go back to part two. Part two is what introduced me to the whole series. I saw part two before I saw part one, so you can see how confused I was when they started part two with Mrs. Voorhees getting decapitated. I'm like, who the hell was that lady? I had to actually go back to watch one just to figure out what happened in two. But the whole sequel to two is great. Great chase scenes. We have a running Jason. We have a scary Jason. The mask. I love the mask. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I have a mask in the corner in the background there somewhere. So, yeah, you can see it there. But I always liked the Sackhead Jason. The Sackhead Jason's always been my favorite. So if I had to choose one and I wasn't allowed to change, I'd have to say two. But yeah, like you, I change my mind sometimes. I'll like, oh, I like six, or I like four. Four is always very underappreciated to me. I think 1 through 4 gets probably the most love. Well, 1 through 6 probably gets the most love, but I think part 4 really. Everybody always talks about the 3D movie and the original, and so my favorite, if it has to be part 6, it was the first 13th I watched. My brother, and it's not just a great film, but it's a memory watching it too with family and friends. Good times, Rob. Yes, that's a lot of people don't realize that about. Hey, what's up, Eduardo? How you doing, Eduardo? Eduardo, meet Luke. Luke, meet Eduardo. A lot of people don't realize that about, like, they say, oh, slasher movies are horrible. How can you watch that? Blah blah blah. You know what? Some of my like you do. Some of my best memories were watching it with my dad. My dad is kind of the one who got me into horror movies with the classic, the Universal monsters and then all that. So, how's it going? Hey, what's up? What's up, Mero? Oh, they're all saying hi to each other. One big happy family. How's it going? It's going good, actually. So I'm only wearing the glasses to read the chat, but I don't know if you guys watched one of my videos. I talked about my eye surgery, and this one's done. This eye is done. In 2 weeks, I'll have this eye done. I can go back to work briefly for until my next surgery, and then so I just wear these to read the chat. So everything, like I just said, everything's going great, man. It's I'm keeping busy with the YouTube, with my podcast. If you guys aren't familiar with my podcast, it goes go on to rabbitandredradio.com. It's the listing will be under Father Mahoney's House of Horrors. So good times. Let's see. That's what horror is all about. Rob, he said it. Happy family. Glad your surgery went well. Yes. No, I never missed an episode. I took an extended week. I was supposed to do a show on Sunday, but because of how much I had to do with the eye, I didn't really have time to line up a guest. So look forward to being podcast. Oh yes, that is, guys. That is Steve Merlo right there. I will be having him on my show tomorrow. So I was just actually getting to that when I was talking about missing Sunday. By the time the eye was all ready to go, it was like Friday, and I had to get someone set up by Sunday. So I really didn't have anybody timed, and it was late notice. So Steve will be my guest tomorrow night. So, like I said, the extended week, I took like 4 extra days. And the guy who edits my show, he tries to make as much time for me, but he does like 7 total of 7 shows, and he records them all on Skype. So it's like sometimes he's just sitting there, and sometimes he's part of the shows, but most of the time he's just listening. And then as soon as the show ends, he comes in and gets information from the guests that were on, so that he can advertise for you guys. And great dude. Let's talk some. Oh yeah, we'll definitely be talking some Chainsaw Man. Hopefully we'll talk a little bit about the series, and we'll definitely get into the Sawyer massacre. Luke and Eduardo. There is a Indiegogo right now called the Sawyer Massacre. It's like more of a prequel, but it's like not an origin story. Is that correct, Steve? So it's like they're gonna talk, like they're gonna have Grandpa involved, but I don't know if like any other characters. But Steve could probably shed some light on that tomorrow. And yes, the Saw is family. The Saw is definitely family. You just reminded me, Eduardo. I get to plug my Facebook group. The Saw is family. Texas Chainsaw Massacre group. I know Steve posts in there sometimes, and I think Eduardo, I think you and Luke are part of that group too. I haven't been posting in as much lately, but just been so busy with trying to get back into the YouTube thing. Kind of was influenced by Steve to do this live, because I saw Steve on the live feed the other day, and haven't done a live, and I think this is only the second time I've ever done a live. So, and the first time was years ago. Yeah, I saw the plan picture. Nice. Yeah, Eduardo's good dude. Eduardo takes care of me as far as the Netflix goes. So when I watched Texas first time, it freaked me out. What's funny is a couple episodes ago, I had a guy named Cyrus Alderwood on my podcast, and Cyrus, we like to do like top 10 lists or top 20 lists, and we did like a top. I don't think I have it anymore, but we did like a top 20 list of favorite horror movies, and we used the idea of like we couldn't use. If we used one movie, we couldn't use sequels, or we couldn't use originals. You just had to pick one movie from like, it was all slashers. And my number one I went with was the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, of course, brother. Very true, Luke. Yep. Right on, man. Scared the crap out of him. Oh, dude, it's I saw funny movie, funny story. I saw Texas Chainsaw for the first time when I was like 11 or 12 years old, and like the first couple scenes, it really didn't bother me until they picked up the hitchhiker, and the hitchhiker freaked me out. Like when he starts cutting himself and doing that little like freaky dance on the outside after they kick him out. And I finally got to meet Edwin Neal back in 2019, and I told him, I was like, dude, of everybody in the horror world, you were the first person to scare the crap out of me. And he said, thank you. So he was actually he loved the fact that I was scared of him. So a long time. Okay, I read that already. Texas Chainsaw is the perfect storm. Yes, it is definitely. And my first crush was when I was a little kid. I was still like I said, I was like 12, 13. My first crush was Marilyn Burns. So, and when I got to meet Dan Yeager, who plays Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw 3D, Dan Yeager has some awesome stories of meeting Marilyn Burns because they brought back a lot of the some of the original cast for the 3D movie, and he said he was just awestruck because that was his first crush too, and he's like, Marilyn Burns is gonna be my mom in this movie, like she's what was it, Vera? Yeah, she was Vera, and I thought he had some great stories of her. Yeah, it was intense. I think the scene that always sticks out to me is the scene with was his name Bob? Yeah, the one that Marilyn Burns was dating, and when he goes and finds Terry McMahon in the ice chamber there, and he gets hit with that oh my god, I'm having a blind moment right now. When with the sledgehammer, you can actually hear the ting of the sledgehammer, and I swear that ting sells the whole friggin' scene. I feel his pain. Like my head hurts after I see that scene. So Jerry, yeah, Jerry, Jerry. Yeah, now I can hear his voice now. But rest in peace, Paul. I know a lot of people beat up on Paul Parson, but I actually liked his role, so I can't beat up on him. Bob is in the Sawyer Massacre. Nice. And I see Jimmy Presley has joined us. Jimmy, what's up? Everybody knows Jimmy. Yeah. Jimmy is a good man. You should make a character after Jimmy just to kill him. No, I'm just kidding, Jimmy. I'm just kidding. I'm terrible. Hold on. Okay, see, I slapped myself with that one. Yes, Jimmy hasn't been feeling good, so everybody send their love to Jimmy. And yes, Franklin was a great character. I think he sold his part really good too. Like the scene when you think he's coming after us. He goes, I gave him his name, your address, and everything. Yeah, he totally bought that too. He totally bought he was totally convinced that the hitchhiker was following him. I mean, he wasn't following him, but I guess he had a sixth sense that they weren't far away. So, yeah. Still admire your hats. Yes. Let me go grab one of my hats for. So. I'll grab the fedora. So there you go, man. I got the fedora for Luke. So how does it look? Just take it out. I look like a Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget. So yes, everybody wish Jimmy well, but because of Jimmy, I have another plug here too. Jimmy bought one of my shirts on Father Mahoney's House of Horror and a sticker too, I believe. And you can go to robbertandredradio.com and go down to the TeePublic section, and there's more than just t-shirts. There are hoodies, there are coffee mugs, there are stickers, there are refrigerator magnets. There's there's onesies for you parents out there. Your child could have a Father Mahoney's House of Horror and grow up just as twisted as I have. So there's my plug for the kids. Still here, eating nice. And thank you. I'm glad it looks good. I'll grab one more, and I'll grab my newest galley cap for you guys. I don't even know where it is. Looks like I'm not grabbing my newest galley cap. Oh, I'll grab the other one. I'll grab the pub style one. Anybody familiar with Dropkick Murphy? I look like I'm in Dropkick Murphy in this one. Chicken soup, hot dogs, and their choice. Nice. Sounds like a good meal. And thank you again for looking great. Thank you, Luke. Yes. I am a big hat man. I'm also a big sunglass guy. And as you see behind me, my millions of t-shirts back there. So I think I did a count. I have like, and that's not even all my shirts. I think I have over 100 t-shirts. So I think I have an addiction with t-shirts. So, but hey, if you guys have any questions about the YouTube channel, about the podcast, hit them up. We're gonna do some question and answer period. How did that become so awesome? I don't know. Oh wait a minute. That's not a question. Yes, I am a little bit conceited, but it's not conceited if you're convinced. So definitely my top choice. Yeah, I'm a chicken noodle guy too, but I add like sprinkled cheese in it, and then I like melt the cheese into the chicken noodle. Delicious. And I love broth too. I love the chicken broth. I know it's not a question, but I'm jumping into you guys' conversation right now while I'm waiting for a question. No. And please feel free to share this. Hey, the more the merrier, right? You guys can't all hog me. But yeah, besides Chainsaw, I mean, like I'm a sleepaway camp guy. I'm love Felicia Rose. I think she's the sweetest person in the industry, by far. Also, I want to. I don't know if any of you guys knew, but I want to thank, because I'm going to put this on the YouTube channel. Also, I want to thank people who donated to Brooke Bundy, the mother from Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and 4, the mother of Tiffany Hum. I don't know if you guys heard, but you know, she's a lot older now, and she got scammed by someone that picks on elderly people, and they cleaned out her whole account. I mean, she lost everything. And I found out from William Butler, who did Friday the 13th Part 7, and he also was in Texas Chainsaw 3D, not 3D, Texas Chainsaw 3 Leatherface. The one with Kate Hodge and R.A. Milnerhoff, who played Leatherface in that one. He shared it, and I shared it on the World of Indie Horror page because, man, like, it was a lot of money. And Tiffany Helm started a GoFundMe, and they met their goal today. So thank you for everybody who watches this. And yes, it was awful. I heard that about her. I'd love to meet her someday. Yes, I've actually talked on and off with Tiffany Brookmeyer as her real name, and sweet lady, one of the sweetest I've ever talked to, and she thanked me so much for sharing it. And I was trying to contribute, but I don't like to contribute to GoFundMe's because GoFundMe's always take out a percentage for themselves. And I was trying to, I was messaging her to see if I could like direct direct her some money like through Cash App or PayPal, and she didn't have it, so she was trying to find me a way to get it to them, and then she just told me today that her mother called off the donations because they didn't want to they didn't want to go above and beyond and like get more money from people, considering with the pandemic and everything. So they just went for a mild goal and they hit it, and I'm so happy for them. And it is awful. It is awful. What do you think of John 1982 John Carpenter? I got the DVD. Oh, The Thing. Okay. Yes, it's been a while since I actually watched The Thing, but it's fantastic. I put it like horror sci-fi, but I mean if you're going for like good scares and everything, that's a great movie. I love a lot of John Carpenter stuff, and I hate when people single down John Carpenter to just Halloween. But John Carpenter's had some great movies over the years. So, and yes, Kurt Russell. It was cool to see Kurt Russell in that kind of film. Question: what is your view on the ongoing Friday the 13th lawsuit? Oh God, the lawsuit pisses me off. As a fan, it pisses me off, and people say, "Are you on Victor Miller's side? Are you on?" I'm on Victor Miller's side. I appreciate what Sean Cunningham has done, but that's Victor Miller's baby. He wrote the script. That's all the characters belong to the person who writes the stuff. And the longer Sean Cunningham keeps at this appealing, the more I'm just not a fan of him. I let the fans have the series back again. Some great stuff going on there. Good question. Yes, good question, Eddie. I'm right now all this lawsuit, and I understand why Victor Miller is fighting. I really do, but I really wish they would come to some kind of agreement so that the fans can have the series back. Because I think the longer that the series is in limbo, I mean, yes, I don't get me wrong when I say this. I love the Never Hike Alone's, the Friday the 13th Vengeance, the Voorheeses. I love all these movies coming out paying homage to Friday the 13th, but I want my Jason back. Honestly, I just do. And I don't know about you guys, but it's cool that we still have Michael Myers around. But I'm going to touch on that in a second. I'm going to touch on my views of the new continuation of the millionth timeline of Michael Myers, but you can see where I'm going with this. But I really want my Jason Voorhees back, and I want to see guys like C.J. Graham. I mean, yeah, C.J.'s done the Vengeance, but I want to see C.J. back where he belongs. I want to see him behind the mask. I want to see Kane Hodder behind the mask. I want to see even Derek Mears. I have no problem with Derek Mears' interpretation of Jason. I may not be the biggest fan of the remake. I like the remake a lot, but there's a few things I would have changed. Most prominently, the scene of Jason is now a kidnapper and he's keeping people in an underground tavern. I would definitely throw that out. But as far as Halloween goes, I'm going to touch on this real quickly. So I like the original 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and as much as I hate to say it, even Resurrection, because Resurrection is my there's no words for it. I would have ended it at 6, but 7's I guess part of the storyline and whatever. Then we have the standalone of Season of the Witch. Love it. I am a big fan of Season of the Witch. I know that's one of those love-hate things. Now we got the 1, 2, And then we have H2O timeline. Then we have the Rob Zombie timeline. And then Jamie Lee Curtis decides to come back and kill her other performances in 2, H2O, and Resurrection. And now it's 1, 2018, kills and ends. I mean, where does all these timelines end? All right, say you have a child, right? And your child's old enough to watch Halloween, right? How are you going to explain to him that, oh, and this one doesn't exist, and the new timeline, Dr. Loomis only was in one movie, and basically they shit all. I'm going to say it right now. They shit all over his grave when they eliminated 2, 4, 5, and 6. They shit all over his grave because Dr. Loomis is and always will be the heart and soul of Halloween. I will stand by that right now. Fight me on that one. That's what I'm going to say. Jason Kane or CJ, sorry. Hard question, brother, but you're going to do this to me. Better Jason Kane or CJ? CJ. I think CJ played it with better conviction. Gave him a human side too. Like the scene with the. I was just talking about this on Rabbit and Red Radio, their own podcast, not the website. They have their own show, and how the scene with the little girl. You know, everybody thinks that he was going to hurt the little girl. He was not looking at the hurting her. He was seeing himself in her as a camper. So I like the fact that he gave Jason a little human side. I'm such a Ted White fan. Yes, Ted White was amazing. So no question there. Halloween is a mess, and I just froze there for a second. That was weird. I don't get me wrong. I watch all the Halloweens, but I can't even find myself intrigued to watch 2016 again. Here's why. After years of waiting for a sequel, reboot, whatever, I wanted to see Michael Myers in his purest form, and I really didn't. The reporters were stupid. The new doctor killing people, like, what the fuck was that? And then Jamie Lee, that little line, she goes, oh, so you're the new Loomis. Right there. Again, she shit all over Donald Pleasance by that comment. This guy was nothing like Loomis. So, yes, I'm very passionate about this. If you see, I'm kind of wound up. Donald Pleasance is Mr. Halloween. He was just fat. Yes, he was. I mean, he took Dr. Loomis to the grave, literally. He was sick making part 6. You could see it through the movie. He was sick doing that movie, and he was hell-bent on getting that thing done. So, kudos, Donald Pleasance, for that. And they shit on Danielle Harris, too. Yes, they did shit on Danielle Harris because, after Jamie Lee went on to Hollywood, who carried the franchise? Danielle Harris. But kudos. I know a lot of people are not Rob Zombie fans, but kudos to Rob Zombie for bringing back Danielle Harris to be in his original interpretation of Halloween. Yes, it wasn't the greatest, but kudos for him for recognizing, for throwing the little Easter egg in there too. That's a little Easter egg because she played a different role, but we all love Danielle Harris, so we all love to have some Danielle Harris too. Then, damn right, they shared for Halloween in the memory of, yes, R.I.P. Donald. Exactly, Luke. Donald Pleasance will and always will be Mr. Halloween to me. I don't care if they make 20 more Halloweens without him. He is the man that carried that on his shoulders. And he has some memorable one-liners. I mean,
It's not even one-liners, quotes. I mean, he had the one-liners, but you don't know what hell it is. And actually, I'm not saying I didn't like the zombie. I'm saying that the general consensus is that Rob Zombie, blah, the too much backstory and blah. I like the backstory. I thought the kid that played Little Michael Myers was great. I mean, he had me scared when the scene when he puts the mask on. Oh my god, it's like, and the scene with the baseball bat getting the revenge on the kid from school. He had that like evil fucking look in his, like he had the darkest eyes, the devil's eyes. Even though Pleasance wasn't in that, you could see Rob Zombie took a little bit of that darkest eyes, devil's eyes, and used it for Little Michael Myers. So, who is messaging me right now? I don't know who that is. So I got spammers. Yeah, and by the way, like I said, I think he's gone now, but my show will be tomorrow. The director of Sodom Massacre will be my guest, Steve Merlot. There will be a phone number listed. I will have that posted for tomorrow. You can call in for questions. Future guests, I already have a future guest booked. Jimmy, you might know this man. Troy Elke. Or Elke. Yeah, Troy Elke. I don't know when he's going to be on yet, but Troy messaged me today, and he'd like to be a guest, so got another guest lined up. I prayed that it would burn in hell, but in my heart, I knew hell would not have him. Yes, great quote. And you know, I have no problem with really any of them 1 through 6. Some people didn't like 5. A lot of people didn't like 3. I'm a season. Oh, I will prove to you guys how much of a Season of the Witch fan I am. So hold on. Here we go. You guys ready? Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. You convinced now? I have my Silver Shamrock mask right here, right next to me. I can prove it's Silver Shamrock. Silver Shamrock. Yes, Tom Atkins is the man, by the way. Love My Father Mahoney merch. Thanks for the plug, Jimmy. Plus, you brought my book and help each other out. Exactly. I had Season of the Witch, and it slowly grew on me as time passed. Yes, it's one of those burner. It can be a slow burner. Yes, and the guy who runs my show, his name is Michael J. And Michael J. and I are true Halloween 6 fans. I love Halloween 6. It's one of the darker ones again. It brings it back to the to its like main core. And did you guys know that in season that how they say that season of the Witch has nothing to do with Friday the 13th? I mean, with Halloween. You guys know that one, right? I can prove them wrong. Halloween 3. Does anybody know that Ellie what's her name? Ellie's father. Remember the one who they got brought to the hospital, then the next day he was killed, and then Ellie was investigating in the store like her father's whereabouts, where he was. Does anybody remember what meeting he never made his meeting with? Does anybody remember that one? It was a woman he was supposed to meet. Oh, my room is a mess though. Jimmy, if I turn the camera that way, yeah. I got my cookies, I got my meals, I gotta show you guys something cool though. My Bruins guy, Coca-Cola bottle. So does anybody remember who Ellie's dad was supposed to meet and never met before he was ended up in running from the factory and getting into the hospital? I feel like I'm in the Jeopardy theme. Oh, no. Okay, so Mr. Gingrich, was it Ellie Gingrich or whatever her name was? So Ellie's dad was supposed to meet a Mrs. Blankenship, if everybody remembers. Fast forward to Halloween 6. Whose house does Tommy rent a room from? Do. Tommy is in the house of Mrs. Blankenship. Coincidence? I don't know. See, and a lot of people didn't catch that. How many Mrs. Blankenships are in the world? I mean, was it just an Easter egg to use her name? But does anybody remember that? Because I caught it the first or second time I watched Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. I was like, Mrs. Blankenship, how come that name sounds familiar? And it was Ellie's dad who was supposed to meet a Mrs. Blankenship and never did. Do we know that he never met her, though? He might have met her, and she might have been part of the cult of Thorn. And Mrs. Blankenship kept Tommy in her house to keep him close because she was part of the cult of Thorn. Remember, she pulls out the knife in part 6? Things that make you go, huh? I think everybody's ignoring me right now. That's okay. But I've expressed this on a couple of different shows about my relation of part 3 and part 6, how Mrs. Blankenship was probably part of Thorn the whole time. So yes, I see you've been very busy in the indie horror world, Jimmy. Let me just touch on this fast. I'm not against street teams. I just feel like I work better alone. No offense to anybody. I'm it's hard for me to separate, especially now with the YouTube show, with the podcasts, still running 8 million groups, to kind of make time for street teams and things that need to be done for that, because I know I've been there and I know how that works, and it's hard. So yeah. So did Luke and Eddie die? We gotta check the pulse here. Hold on, let me get my stethoscope. I don't think I have my stethoscope on me, but are we still there, guys? I see Jimmy here. And it still says 3 people are in the room, so I don't know. They're letting you take the lead, Jimmy. I'm at the 45-minute mark, so I'm probably gonna let this go another couple more minutes. And there's Luke, still here. Good. Let's touch on one more franchise, shall we? Let's talk a little Nightmare before we leave. So I am a fan of the series. I will start before I say anything bad. I'm going to say I'm a fan of the series. I love 1, obviously. I love 2. No, 2 is another one's a love-hate relationship, but I love 2. I love 3. I even love 4. Now this is where we start to decline a little. I like 5. Notice I didn't say love. I like 5. 5 has some good scenes, but a little too comedic for me. I don't mind the comedy so much. It's just too much there. Then we got Freddy's Dead. I have a love-hate relationship with this one. I like the idea, and I like most of the cast. The 3rd commercial is still running. So, yeah. Oh, we're going back to Halloween. Yes, I love the 3rd commercial scene. Tom Atkins is the man. But this is where we get a little difficult. Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Love it. Like, Wes Craven's New Nightmare to me is the 2nd best sequel. 3 is the 1st. Wes Craven's New Nightmare, 2nd best sequel. A movie within a movie. A movie about the actors in the movie getting nightmares of the movie. Genius plot. Then we have the atrocity known as the remake. And this is one I wish they never did. There's not a likable character in the remake at all. I am a fan of Jackie Earle Haley, the one that plays Freddy. But with that said, he shouldn't have played Freddy. The voice is off. The acting is off. I think New Nightmare is really good. Yeah. Thought I was alone for a second. No, if your guys are referring to New Nightmare, you're not alone. I'm a huge fan of New Nightmare. I thought that was a genius film. I dare say that's almost as good as 3. I love 3. I love the thing that puts 3 above New Nightmare for me though is they had a fantastic cast for 3. All the kids were perfectly cast. All the dream sequences were great. You are all my children now. That's the best Freddy I can do. So it's still better than Jackie Earle Haley. Let's just say that. Who keeps messaging me? I'm so popular these days. I can't keep them off my clothes. You know. Anyways, getting back to New Nightmare. Not New Nightmare. Going back to the remake. If I call it a atrocity, it's an embarrassment to atrocities everywhere. It's I just wish they took some more time. I wish they recasted Freddy. I actually wish they recasted the whole cast. So what do you guys think on first we'll start with the remake. What do you guys think of the remake? Because I put the remake, and this is how bad the remake is. I put the remake up there with Troll 2 as the worst movies. And I would still watch Troll 2 before I watched the remake. Yes, totally ahead. What's Craven's New Name? Totally ahead of its time. I'm surprised more movies didn't steal the idea. So, Troll 2. Oh my God, yes. I'm serious. I would watch Troll 2 all day before I watched the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street once. I swear to God I would. If I had a Bible, and I'm not a Bible guy, but if I had a Bible, I would swear on it right now. I would watch Troll 2. 24 hours before I watched the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. Troll 2, I am a fan. It is a guilty pleasure. In a way, it is. It's, what's the old saying? It's so good. It's so bad. It's good. Like that. It's one of those really bad films that's entertaining. And if memory serves me correctly, I'm gonna like Google search this, but if memory serves me correctly, they had a pretty famous director. Troll 2 director. Or am I thinking of another movie?
Troll 2 was directed by Claudio Fragasso.
No, okay, I'm thinking of I'm thinking of Piranha 2. Piranha 2 director.
Piranha 2. The Spawning was directed by
This Piranha 2 The Spawning was directed by James Cameron of all people. And it was a terrible film. So, well, Jimmy, I know Jimmy's like the ultimate Jaws like fan, so yeah, Jimmy loves House 2. Thank you. I love House 2. Does anybody remember what Friday the 13th actress was in House 2? There's a question for you guys. Come on, Eddie, you know this one. I know you do. You have to know this one. Tutu, yes. La Park Lincoln was in House 2. A lot of people forgot that. And I believe the guy who was the bodyguard in Fright Night, I believe he was in House 2 also. Correct me if I'm wrong. Remember the guy who was the protector for Jerry Dandridge in Fright Night? I have to say that my guilty pleasure is I Know What You Did Last Summer. I enjoyed those movies. I didn't like the I Still Know Where You Were or something. That's like part 3. There's I Know What You Did Last Summer. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, and I still know. I don't know what the third one is, but I heard I saw only part of it was terrible. But I liked 1 and 2, Luke. Probably because Jennifer, what's her name? So, God, I'm having some blonde moments today. No offense to blondes out there watching this, by the way. If there's any blondes. Yes, the franchise is it's a good one. I mean, I always wondered if there was going to be a part 4 because they keep bringing Scream back, and from what did you guys hear the news on Scream? By the way, they pushed it back to a January release. Anything that's ever released in January it's not looking good. Yeah, I was hoping to get at least a summer release or maybe like a late fall release. They put it in the worst month for movies. Yeah, Jennifer Love Hewitt. That's her name. I mean, Hewitt. Of course, I met Hewitt. Love me some Jennifer. But yeah, they moved Scream 5 to I call it the death month. So I mean, I guess it fits horror movie a death, but I feel bad because I don't think it's gonna make that much money. And I heard there's like two different scripts too. They're like trying to battle which one's better, and I don't know. So. That's balanced. I remember that one. But yeah, you guys are fantastic. If you know anybody who likes this kind of stuff, ask them. Send them the link here and ask them to like or subscribe. Anything to help the algorithms, because I've been getting some more viewers lately. I was stuck at like 125 for a while subscribers. I'm up to 143 right now, and that was over the like last week. So everything helps. Rob, I've always said you have good taste. Yes, thank you. Urban Legend. I only watched Urban Legend a couple times. I didn't hate on it. But if I see it again, that's great. But I'm not gonna like go out and find it and I won't die if I don't see it. But I mean, I didn't mind it. Yes, 80s and 90s will never come back, but they were definitely great times. If I ever have a bad day, need cheering up, I sometimes. Thanks, man. That means a lot. That's why I do these things. I mean, yeah, we're talking horror today, but yeah, sometimes you guys know I can get like deep on some of my my more serious topics, and then I can unwind and get down with the air guitar. But thanks, that means a lot because I was a bad case for years. I'm not going to get too sentimental, but I always try to find my outlet, my escape, and horror was my escape. If I was ever having a bad day, like Luke said, horror was my let me get out of reality and into this world, and everything was better after. So. Yes, Nilbog. I remember that terminology. Goblin. There are people trying to emulate their 80s and 90s. Yeah, people are gonna try, but unless you were there, yeah, I know you guys were there, but if you weren't in the 80s and 90s and like these, what are they called, the new generation, the Gen Xers or whatever they're called, the ones that think that they know how to emulate how the 80s and 90s were, they'll never repeat it. So they will never repeat the 80s and 90s. And I know Jimmy's a more 90s guy. He's the Scream, the I Know What You Did Last Summer, that kind of guy. And he loves his Friday too, don't get me wrong. But good thumbs up. So I guess on that note, guys, I'm going to wrap this up, and I will post this. So all your comments will repeat. And yeah, let me read this last comment here. The main thing is I want to set Rob for your videos and have a help me through some
tough times, and thank you, bro, and all the horror fans, really.
All right, man. Thank you. I'll give you a little.
Me too, Luke. Rob's my.
You guys are you're trying to get me fucking cry, aren't you? No crying. There's no crying in baseball. wrong genre, but thank you. Honestly, hold on. There we go. Let me bid my little adieu.
Take care, guys.
All right, guys. Thank you, Luke. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Steve Merlo. Remember, tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Steve Merlo is going to be my guest. There will be on my Facebook. I will list a phone number that you can call in. Just give me a little time with Steve because we have a lot to cover, but it'll be like 8 to about 9 o'clock. So around 8:30, 8:35, I'll let the phones open up and we'll take callers. And if you have a question about Chainsaw Massacre or his indie film, or just, hey, if you want to call and say, hey, I'm a fan,
that'll be great too. So, thanks, Rob, and all. God bless you, brothers. Bless you. Nilbog.
On that note, Nilbog out.